I realized why this podcast is so hard to color correct.
Why?
Because we have tungsten lights basically coming out of the hair lights, and then there's a weird white softbox pushing in on us from here, and the lighting in this room.
We leave the house lights on, which is bizarre. And also, this is pink, and I'm yellow, and you're beige, and it's all very confusing.
Beige.
You're beige.
I'm the least beige person of all time.
Are you pale? Are you pale?
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, what are you?
Wait, do you think I'm... What kind of white do you think I am? Because there's like pink white, which I think I am.
Yes, pink white.
I'm pink white.
Wait, what's beige then? I thought beige was like white person.
No, beige is like a Persian. You're basically beige.
I'm beige? I thought, I'm yellow.
Well, but your actual skin color is like a light beige. Well...
I thought I was told I'm like a tan yellow.
No, you are dark as night.
I am dark as night.
Yeah, no, you definitely. I never understood the yellow thing.
Well, I mean, I kind of get it. Like, I get like that we're tinged yellow. Oh,
no,
I kind of don't now, actually.
It's more like a dark olive, like more Italian than.
I've heard olive before. Yes, I've heard olive before, because when I went to Sephora and I was like, "Ooh, please match my color on my face," and they got me foundation. It was olive color.
Olive is like a mix of yellow and brown, right?
Yeah. Wow, that sounds gross. That's like curry colored.
Curry colored, but also baby poop diarrhea colored.
Baby poop diarrhea.
But
more the yellow.
Like baby poop diarrhea. Yeah.
I don't look like?
Not to me.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
I look like a person still.
I haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
I know. What has happened to this podcast? Everybody was asking what happened to this podcast, and I didn't quite know what to say because I wasn't 100% sure if this episode was going to happen or not. But look at this. Everything is fine. Welcome back to the Boys Only Club podcast episode. Who knows anymore?
Dude, podcasts are hard to keep up with.
Okay. We had some issues. So 2 weeks ago, it was my bad. We share responsibilities here. So 2 weeks ago, it was my bad. We were pushing because we were both quite busy. And then on Saturday, we were like, hey, we're going to record and it's going to be topical. So it's going to be dope. And then I had a little bit of an emergency. So we were like, fuck, no podcast. And then last week, we were super busy.
We planned too late.
And
by
also,
that time, it was already too late.
Yeah. And everybody that was involved with you whatsoever was involved in Cecilia. So they were crazy busy.
Oh, that's the weekend that we were doing Cecilia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the weekend that I was doing the anime awards. So there was like no way. Thank you. There was a lot of rehearsals and stuff like that. So there was no way I could get out of any of that for that weekend. So yeah, sorry about that. We're back now.
Yeah, I tried to make not a New Year's resolution because I think those are goofy.
Those are for goobers.
But I tried to make a day after New Year's resolution.
Great. That's
which was
not
to
for goobers.
respond to people better and to try to get in contact with people, try and get in contact with people more.
And that lasted how long?
Oh, it lasted, I don't think I actually did it.
No, you didn't.
So I think I could start soon, but...
Is it like a March resolution? Can you start now? It's March.
A Mardi Gras resolution, yeah.
Mardi Gras resolution.
When is Mardi Gras? That's in March, right?
Know.
Yeah.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
I'm thinking of March Madness.
Oh, that's basketball.
Sorry, I think of mad cow disease.
That's what it is. The disease.
Sorry, I think of mad cow in the morning. Do you remember that guy?
No, what the fuck is that? What?
Was his name Mad Cow or is it Man Cow? I don't remember. He was the guy who said that some basketball player was a nappy-headed hoe.
My God. I remember that dude. I was at Rutgers during that time. I think it's somebody over in the East Coast. Like, it's somebody that is a reporter that's known.
Were at Reuters?
Yeah, I went to Rutgers.
What's Rutgers?
It's a university.
Oh, that's the college. Yeah, right. You told me that.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I remember that. That was so fucked up.
Who's the modern version of Man Cow?
I don't know. Is that really his name?
It was Man Cow in the morning or Mad Cow.
It must have been Man his Cow. Name, yeah. That's so weird.
That's what it's called. Look that up.
I don't want to look it up. I don't want to look up Mad Cow.
He was like the start of no, he wasn't the start of like what is it called when you try to specifically annoy people or like
troll?
Like Milo Yiannopoulos was one of them. A provocateur.
Oh.
He was sort of like Milo Yiannopoulos meets Alex Jones.
Yeah, what are they called? Not provocateurs. They're there is a word for it actually.
No, I think it's provocateur.
That's like a sexy word, isn't it?
No, I mean it sounds sexy.
Isn't it like a sexy?
But it means they
want to provoke.
Elicit provoke.
Yeah,
basically.
Provocateur. It sounds too sexy for me. I wanted a worse word. Oh, wait, quick thing. I watched Blade Runner 2049.
Oh shit, finally.
Yo, I did not like it and I didn't understand it. I'm just too dumb. What
didn't you understand? Tell me your issues with it. I really liked it. I would give it like a... Well, okay. I'm also a big Denis Villeneuve fan. He was the director of that movie, and he also directed Prisoners, and he also directed Sicario, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Right. Yeah.
And Arrival.
Excellent. I thought the pacing was really bad.
Really?
I felt like it was
I mean,
so
it was
slow.
almost a 3-hour movie. I was like entertained the entire time.
Really?
But I'm a big cinematography fan.
Yeah, I guess so. There were so many slow shots of the poor man's Ryan Reynolds' face. What's his name? Ryan Gosling? Is that who it is?
Okay, first off, how dare you? Ryan Reynolds is not cool. He's not that cool. Deadpool is not that cool.
I don't care about Deadpool.
Deadpool's kind of annoying.
I care about Michael Bergen from Two Guys and a Girl in a Pizza Place. That's who I care about.
Also, what was the Waiting? No, it wasn't. Was it Waiting?
Waiting was
Dude,
so...
I fucking love Waiting.
God, I remember watching Waiting in high school, and we all, I think, had server jobs. Like, all of us had food-involved jobs, and it was just so...
Was it realistic?
It was so real and horrible. Like, it doesn't go that far, obviously,
yeah, but they spit in food for no reason.
Yeah, they spit in food for no reason. I mean, it depends on, like, what level of restaurant you work in, but, like, at some places I worked in, like, we definitely had, like, our own level of justice. Like,
Jesus Christ.
What's Justice Coffee? What do you think Justice Coffee is?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But once you get up to a certain like restaurant level, like for example, I used to work at Hillstones and Houston's and stuff, and that shit is nice. And I never did anything. Nobody ever does anything fucked up there. Like it can't happen. It literally can't happen. Everybody's watching what you're doing, so there's no way.
Sorry, I was having a video idea the entire time you were saying that. Can I pitch it to you?
Yes, please pitch it to me. I know your eyes were swimming, and I was wondering what was happening. Is it a stroke? Is it a stroke or is it thoughts?
How possible do you think it would be for me to apply for a job like at Best Buy or some shit?
Okay.
So
Our
I go for
place.
the interview.
Yeah.
They film it. Or like I have someone film it from afar.
Yeah.
And we lob me up, and then say I do get the job.
Okay.
How possible do you think it'd be to film like my first couple of days there before anyone caught me being filmed?
Wait, like you film yourself, or somebody always comes in and films you?
And is that illegal to do that?
I think it's a little illegal.
Is it really illegal?
I think you have to mosaic everything. To be totally honest, like you have to like mosaic everybody's face. You have to get rid of like every kind of like trademark signature type of shit.
But
like,
I mean, we could. If we got rid of all the logos and we just filmed until I got kicked out.
Until you got kicked out. Well, you have to apply for a job, right? So the process is you hand in your paperwork, they call you back, you do an interview, and then that's already like...
It's a lot of work,
but it's a
long-term thing. That could be kind of cool.
A long-term
I might try to do that.
And then, wait, what are you going to do? Are you going to like wear a GoPro all the time, or are you going to...
No, I think I would just... it would probably only be like the first 30 minutes I could be... before I got kicked out, but I want to have someone with the actual camera in just filming me, and everyone's like questioning it. Yeah.
Oh my god, they'll know immediately. They'll probably think it's like a part of a prank show or something.
Oh, that would actually be okay. Cool. I have a good turn of events that I could actually film for 30 minutes and then get kicked out. That's perfect. A long-term game with with basically no result. Oh, so it's gonna be funny.
Great. I can't wait. I love those.
I feel like if I cut out all the trademarks, it would be possible. Let me know in the comments if that's a real thing that I could do.
What's the
and
legality?
Not feel any legal repercussions from that.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like you're gonna have to put everything in mosaics, I think, and that's it.
Everything?
Yeah.
Just faces and trademarks.
Yeah, but that's like everything.
Unless we do angles where they're sort of staticky, like we're standing in one spot and they don't move around too much.
Yeah. Or you could just mask only yourself and everything else is just blurred.
Oh, that would not be worth it.
That's what I mean. Christ. I think it's not worth it. I think you're going to get in trouble.
So you did the anime awards. I've never even heard of that. Is that is that the biggest? Is that like the Oscars for anime?
I guess so. So Crunchyroll runs this one, and there's no like. If there were to be an official one, I guess it would be this one, and it makes sense because Crunchyroll is like the biggest anime distributor, and we are partnered with Funimation, so I feel like else would you... No. I feel like what else would you trust, you know?
Yeah.
I'm also not like technically a part of them anymore. I still work with them quite often.
What did you present?
Well, I was on their stage where we kind of were reactionary and we kept the crowd informed basically. Okay. So it's kind of twofold. This award show was catered to a live like theater audience. It was at the Montalban in LA and it was really nice.
The Autobahn, wow.
It was very nice. And also we had a Twitch audience because there was a Twitch extension that was like a specific component
viewership
of it.
On that like crazy?
It was crazy. It was like 30K concurrency at one point. It's insane. And I heard we had like more than like 5 million overall total views.
I wish you were into cool weeb shit like Overwatch.
Oh, man, I'm so bad at Overwatch. I talk about it all the time. I'm so bad at it.
Do you get to actually talk about it at Crunchyroll and all that?
Everybody plays at Crunchyroll.
Yes, I need to work there.
Everyone plays. Yeah, they love you. But so we were basically there to like cater to the Twitch audience. Like we were more there for the digital. But because the show itself is obviously more about the live experience. Like if you think about the streamies,
right.
like live, it's so, the energy's so awesome and so much fun. But like I'm sure if you're watching through a screen and if it's not like the highest level of production, like an award show, it's hard to watch because you're only watching it from a certain perspective, you know, like it's so different. So we got a lot of criticism on the Twitch end because like obviously it wasn't 100% for Twitch. Like if it was entirely produced as a live show for live on digital, it would have been different, obviously. But like the live aspect of the show was incredible.
So is it like jarring for a Twitch audience in the same way that someone like Bo Burnham would make a joke on stage where he's like, and the power of editing, and then suddenly it cuts, but it's a joke for the people watching at home.
Exactly. It's like that reversed. Inverse. But it's also a lot like conventions at panels and stuff. Like when we do panels live, the energy's so awesome and it's so fun. But through a screen, it's so different, right?
I totally get that because we did RTX Sydney and our podcast panel, like people were laughing a lot during the actual event.
Live,
but you can't really get that on the screen. Yeah. So it comes off kind of jarring, especially when we look like assholes.
You only look like a bully or you only look uninformed. Like it's one spectrum or the other.
If the jokes didn't work out at first and we actually got no laughs in person from, being like sort of, because when we do those panels, we sort of, or at least from my perspective, I like to go into it thinking that we're like a restaurant where you go in specifically to get made fun of. It's like we're all pretty much in character the entire time. Like one of the panels that we did, James and I had an argument backstage with the lavs or with the things, and then we came out acting like everything was all great.
Yep, cool. Love it.
But I lost my train of thought.
How live is always going to be different, like when you do it in person. And
that was the example, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that works.
The energy is different, and like if the jokes don't land.
And then if the jokes didn't land at first, we wouldn't have continued them. But the fact that they did, we just stayed in character and did all that kind of shit. I mean, obviously we answered a few questions that were real, and then we gave real answers. But for the most part, we just stayed like assholes the entire time. Because it was working with the audience. Yeah. And you can't get that at all on the screen, so people just assume that nobody's happy in the audience and that nothing's actually working. So.
Absolutely. The other factor is like when we're on stage or on panels and things, we can see and hear things that the camera can't see.
Yeah.
So we have to sometimes like react to cues, or not react to cues, but like we have to like take note of it. And if you have a co-host, you kind of have to depend on each other to be like, okay, you like keep their attention while I make sure I understand the cues and stuff. Like there's subtle things that like you just can't possibly know unless you've done it.
Right.
And I feel like because it wasn't 100% made for all the audiences, a lot of things were maybe obvious. Like when I had to react to a cue, it was like very, very obvious because it was already cutting to me.
So was it
and
cringy
stuff.
at all?
I think through Twitch it was probably cringy. But I don't feel that way, obviously. Like I was a part of it. It was the most awesome, magnificent night ever.
What award did you present?
Oh, I didn't present an award. I was just a part of the stage, and I basically explained how the voting aspect worked, and we kind of vamped about the categories because this award show, it's more about celebrating what the best shows were, and there's no winner, right? Like, or there are winners, but nobody's accepting the award. It's not like, oh, this voice actor is the winner kind of thing.
Do they have an award show like that?
I don't think so. We eventually, obviously this is the plan. I don't know if this is like, in my head, the plan is to get to a point where we have people accepting the awards on behalf of stuff, or we have enough.
You don't have that already.
Well, I think like logically, we want to fly a lot of people from Japan.
It's just too expensive.
It's just a little bit crazy, and also this is only our second annual year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like I feel like the upscale is really, really exponential, and maybe by the year. Maybe after next year, it'll be more about celebrating the people that are behind the production.
Would be great, yeah. But it's nice to celebrate the production. It is well.
because like for us, honestly, it really is just about being like, what was your favorite film of the year?
Everyone keeps telling me to say Your Name. Was that up for a lot of awards? Was that up for a lot of awards?
So Your Name is a movie, and it's very, very good. It's extremely good. I don't know if you'll like it, but you'll at least appreciate the cinematics of it.
Was it up for awards, though?
Yes, and it won.
Good.
It won Anime of the Year. Or no, not anime. Oh my God, I lied. It won Movie of the Year.
What won Anime of the Year?
Made in Abyss.
Is that really good?
Yes, it's very good, and it's very edgy in its own way. Yes, it's very artistic.
Does it talk about current political issues?
Not really. I personally didn't like it because it's really aggressive and intense, and it deals with a lot of like really fucked up shit. And I'm down with that if the world calls for it. Like for example, Attack on Titan, right? Like that shit's intense and you're ready for it. I'm ready to see people like slice up people and like it be gruesome and all that
but
shit.
Would Attack on Titan not receive awards because it's like it plays to a shock value for gruesomeness?
No, a little bit. It's a little bit like a trope now at this point for them specifically. But for Made in Abyss, the thing that won, I personally don't 100% agree with it because it won Anime of the Year. I think Anime of the Year should be something that I can recommend to anybody without thinking twice.
Really?
And like think that like it would be an enjoyable or like a beautiful experience. And this is just my opinion because I'm a wuss, okay? They're really young, cute, cherubic characters. They're young.
But they get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, wow.
Yeah. They really do, and it's one thing to watch like children get slaughtered, but for me personally, they're Japanese voice actors, right? Her voice is so magnificent, and when I hear her scream and cry, "No, please stop! It hurts. Make it stop, please! I want to die." It like freaks me out. Like it makes me feel really bad.
But that's very powerful. Though,
it is
for
very
it to
powerful.
be able to do that to
yes.
you, which is why I understand
I know.
that maybe. I mean, it's the same thing with the Oscars, right? Like
exactly.
Well, most of the time they pick a movie that is challenging.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Challenging is important.
Absolutely.
You know?
So yes, totally deserving the win.
But it wasn't your favorite.
No,
so
not
what
my
was your favorite?
My favorite anime last year, well, My Hero Academia 2, which is like the uber action anime frontier of like all of this, pioneer of all of this. It deservedly swept a lot of the awards, but they didn't win everything. I love it because it's a fun anime, but for 2017 though, I'd have to go. The Ancient Magus Bride. I don't know how to pronounce it. Magus? It's like...
Is that about a wedding?
No. It's about this like bone wizard man that like takes this girl or buys this slave girl who's really empowered and they have a magical journey.
Adventures?
Yes. And that one's gruesome too.
Does he buy her like how
he literally
the dentist
buys
Django? Because it's not out of racism, but it's both for necessity and also because he had a heart.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, so you should probably just watch Django.
I should probably just watch Django.
Have you ever seen Django Unchained?
No, I haven't.
Oh, wow.
Isn't it pretty intense? It's like pretty gruesome,
I mean,
right?
most of those Tarantino movies are pretty intense in some way.
Well, I mean, isn't this one extremely uber intense? Like the other...
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's definitely not as intense as like Hateful Eight.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Hateful Eight is really gory. Django Unchained, has like it has funny gore, but I mean, so is Hateful Eight in some ways. But
it's
you look back
different.
to his previous movies. You've got Inglourious Basterds, which is probably his goriest movie.
Oh, really?
Have you seen Inglourious Basterds?
Yeah, I loved it.
I mean, the scalping thing in that is pretty hardcore. The baseball bat part is with the bear Jew is pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
the shooting Hitler's face off at the end is pretty. If you haven't seen Inglourious Basterds and I just spoiled it for
Spoilers.
you, just die. What other movies has he had that are like super violent? Death Proof is pretty bloody, but it's also a bad movie, sort of. For Tarantino.
Wait, Death Proof? Oh, that's not Planet Terror.
No. Planet Terror
is the one with Rose McGowan with
released.
the leg. Yeah.
She's something.
Oh, I didn't even. What happened?
No, just her in general.
Oh, because of why? Car accident?
Not Uma Thurman. Rose
No,
McGowan.
Rose McGowan.
She was in a car accident?
Oh, well, I mean, many years ago.
No, I was just, it's something that I don't even need to talk about.
Really?
But it's just her public demeanor is questionable.
Oh, I understand. She's always kind of been a little bit that way, I think.
It's just, I think she's an unfortunate voice right now.
Oh, that's sad.
Which, obviously, I sympathize with things that have happened to her.
Yeah.
But there could be, I think, someone better to do what she is doing and to represent what she represents.
Like maybe she just didn't pose it the right way.
And I think she's getting a little power hungry.
Oh, I see.
I think that's what it is.
I see. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I feel like...
as a woman...
I don't know. Rose McGowan, I always liked her because I was a Charmed fan.
Oh, I loved Planet Terror.
But yeah, and I loved Planet Terror. Oh, Planet Terror kind of scared me.
Dude, that movie is gruesome.
Oh, man, I watched it in college alone, like right around Thanksgiving, and I was like, I don't like it.
For me, it wasn't
scare
scary.
It made me feel icky. I felt like kind of sick.
I really loved Planet Terror. At the time, it didn't make me feel icky. One movie that was released, I think, around the same time that did, Slither.
Oh,
that was made by the guy who made Guardians of the Galaxy.
No way.
And Slither is one of my favorite horrors ever. It's so good. It's also a comedy. But it has the guy who was in Serenity and Firefly.
Wait, is it actually scary? Why do I think it's a cult joke?
No, it's a cult movie.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Slither is like I don't remember if it was an asteroid, but it has these like worm creatures that slide into your mouth or something.
Oh, so it's
and
the
then
faculty.
You become a mutant.
Oh, so it's the X-Files episode. It's all the X-Files episodes.
I mean, you could relate any comedy to The Simpsons, right?
Wait, but you know the faculty, right?
Of course, the faculty is amazing.
Is that not kind of it?
No, it's more like a small rural town. I'm trying to find something that
is the faculty.
that could be.
I mean, it's a school, but it's a school in a small rural town, and that's why the people are all obnoxiously close knit.
Sort of. It's less like a Stepford Wives kind of thing.
Okay.
And more like everybody
Immediate.
knows about it, and
Got it.
Jesus Christ, it's terrifying.
Ooh, okay.
There's
maybe
There's a really gross scene with this giant, like she's fat only because she has a bunch of larvae inside of her, and she explodes. Yeah.
Oh, I want to see it now.
It was so gross. That freaked me out. Even in the trailer. I'm surprised they included that in the trailer because it was so gross. Still, though, the grossest movie scene I've ever seen was in Bone Tomahawk.
But what's that? When?
Oh, Reina, I'm
What
not even going to begin to describe
wait,
it
tell
to
me
you.
how nasty it is.
So let me break you guys down through this. It's the grossest movie scene I've ever experienced in my entire life because you don't see it coming. And this is a spoiler alert. Bone Tomahawk is a movie that starts out as a Western. About halfway through, maybe it's 3/4 of the way through, I don't exactly remember, it turns into a horror.
Oh.
But it's about the wrong word is savages.
Okay.
But it's like a tribe
Primitive tribe?
You know what? They weren't savages at all. They were just, the point is that they were different than the cowboys. And they had their like tribe and everything.
Yeah.
But what they do to a prisoner is one of the grossest things I've ever seen. So there are two people trapped. Two Western boys.
Oh, no.
And they bring one of the people out. And
one of the boys?
Yeah. He wasn't a boy. He was a man.
Oh,
and they lifted him upside down. Actually, you know what? I think they scalped him first, which was like pretty bad.
That's
so it starts off and you're like, it's standard.
Scalping is standard.
They pull him upside down. Two people, or they're holding his legs like that, and they start chopping down the middle. And it's so fucking gross. It's so gross.
Oh no,
dude!
With like a tomahawk? Is that what the point is? Is it like an axe?
And they like split him open.
All the way down?
I don't remember if it was all the way down. I think I closed my eyes. Dude, no, it was so gross. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen on a movie.
They went down a V shape, huh?
Oh yeah, and they just like ripped him out open.
That's pretty bad.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen. And then he made another movie the next year, which was also incredibly violent, not as like jarring as Bone Tomahawk, but it was called Brawl on Cell Block 99 or something. It's with Vince Vaughn.
Oh.
He plays like a
not comedy.
I don't remember if he was a neo-Nazi or if it was just, I only saw parts of it, but that was pretty brutal too.
That's so weird. What's the most brutal thing I've seen that kind of freaked me out? Well, okay, I have like two levels of gross, right? One that kind of makes me turn and get sick the way.
But that one's forgettable.
I guess that, that one's a little bit forgettable.
About, I think I know it's
like a deeper
one that
cut.
Sticks with you.
It's a heart issue. Like it like fucks with your heart. So I think I talked about it before, but there's this movie called Frozen that's not the Disney movie. And it's about these kids that go skiing and they get stuck on an Uber ski lift. And it's like, you think it's really dumb the way they get stuck. And it seems a little bit dumb at first, but then you realize like why they're in the position that they are. And it's like not so bizarro. And you're just kind of feeling for them the whole time. And it's a really slow burn the whole time. And at one point, I mean, I don't really want to spoil it. I'm just going to spoil it.
I mean, this movie's been out for how long?
Very, very long.
Then
very,
fuck
very
it.
long.
I think there's a statute of limitations.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely going to spoil it. So at one point, there are wolves down there.
Oh,
and
no.
you're like already a little, like, you're fucked. So you can't like climb down, and the height's so big that like you're kind of not sure if the snow is enough to like break your fall or if it's enough to break your legs, basically, right? But it's enough to like kind of induce enough fear where you're not sure how you want to get down. So one of them decides to get down by like kind of elongating their pole, and it makes sense because it breaks their fall by like that much from the ski lift. But he drops down, and dude, his legs just break right off because the impact is so intense. Yeah, and
how high up was he still?
Real high. Like it was bad. Like it was still too high.
Oh, so
but
like,
you kind of don't realize
was it
it
like
until
20 feet?
Yeah, probably. And you don't realize he's too high until he hits it because it's snow. So you kind of don't like understand how impactful it would be. And it's been snowing for like half the night, so you really don't know at this point, and you're also kind of lose track of it.
Oh,
and it's
fuck! So it must have
their,
been 5 extra feet of snow.
Probably, and it's like partly in their perspective too. So like you, as an audience, you don't know just as much as they do, and you see, it seems like he's gonna make it, and his legs just snap right off. Basically,
is it bloody though?
Oh my god, it's so bad, and
really?
it's in white snow. It's in powder white snow, so it's fucking everywhere.
Wolves?
Oh, the wolves!
Is that the worst part?
Ooh, they scream. He screams, and there's so many.
The wolves scream. I can't believe I'm doing this. They're British.
They're British for some reason. No, the dude screams, and the girl screams, and everybody screams, and the wolves scream, and it's just, and you hear the wolves like ripping the flesh, and it's like very like visceral, and it's, ooh, that one stuck with me.
Have you seen The Gray?
Oh, what's that?
With Liam Neeson?
The Gray? No.
I actually really like The Gray. I showed it to Alyssa and she was traumatized. But it's a...
Is it horror or is it like supposed to be something else?
Survival horror.
Ooh, I love
but
that.
With wolves in the snow.
Oh, no,
with Liam Neeson.
No.
I think it's a great movie. It actually
he's
has...
obviously going to survive. It's Liam Neeson.
You know what? It has a guy in it. I didn't know who he was at the time, but he's just been in a Netflix horror called The Ritual.
Oh, The Ritual.
Yeah, it's a newer horror, which I thought was great.
Really?
Not great, but good. I mean, for
Can I rent
Netflix
it
horror.
on? Oh,
Just,
Netflix.
It's free on
Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that guy's in it. The Gray is a fantastic movie, at least in my opinion. It's a great survival horror. It's a story of Liam Neeson is a like hunter who stops people in remote locations or stops wolves in remote locations from getting to a certain point, attacking people that are trying to work on something. And he's on this plane with a bunch of like these like nobodies. They're basically they could be prisoners, but they're not. They're a group of men that are out here doing some odd job in the middle of bumfuck winter Alaska.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Truly.
But there's just these like hardened. They're so hard. These men are so hard.
So hard.
And they crash. Their plane crashes, and they slowly start to realize that they're being hunted by a group of like these giant ass black wolves. Well, I think actually only one of them's black, which is the king wolf,
Dire
the
wolves.
alpha.
Damn.
But my God, and it's the ending I thought was fantastic.
Do the wolves eat everybody?
I'm not going to tell you because that one's in recent memory, but the movie is great, and which leads me to the guy that's in that movie who's like Liam Neeson's, he ends up being like a sort of sidekickish character. He is in the movie The Ritual, which is a new Netflix movie, which has one of the best monsters I've ever seen in a movie. And the way, because it's a risk to put a monster in a movie.
Yeah.
Normally what shows or movies do is they, show glimpses, they show shadows and it's more implied because they don't want to risk because what you imagine is scarier than what they can actually show. Not that this monster was like overly scary, it was just so cool. It's based off of Nordic myth and the way everything, I mean, there's certain parts of the movie that I was like, fucking shut up, dumbass. But there are parts of it that are just fantastic.
The Ritual?
The Ritual.
Ah.
I would highly recommend it.
I like being scared by things like monsters and ghosts because I want my imagination to be stretched there. I'm not really like afraid of people, like, horrible serial killers out there, or like, this New Guinea tribe is going to eat me. Yeah. Like, I'm not really afraid of that. But I want something that's like completely out of my control. So I like monsters.
One of my favorite things that happens in The Ritual is that they stay in this like cabinish thing overnight that they find in the woods.
You love cabins in the woods.
But it gets fucked. So they leave and they see another cabin like 10 minutes later. And instead of doing what every horror movie does where they're like, all right, we need to stay here for the night again, they're like, no, fuck that.
It. Yeah, they got smart. Yeah. Okay, that's so great. That rarely happens. Everybody always wants a break.
Yeah, some of the execution down towards the last third of it is a little annoying, but there's another part of it, and I'm just going to spoil this for you because I want you to go see it because there are even better parts in this movie than what I'm about to tell you, but this is just more of a comedic moment. So one of the guys gets like captured by a tribe, and this is not related to hatcheting down the middle of him. It's he gets trapped, and he escapes. And one of the old ass tribe ladies who was like, she's pretty clearly evil, and she sees him trying to escape, and he just fucking socks her right in the face, and it's so amazing. It's like
I bet
it
that's
had
really
the same
satisfying.
kind of vibes in Stranger Things when what's the guy's name who's like the police officer?
Oh, I forgot, but Daddy.
Yeah, basically, when he punches the dude out of nowhere, it's just amazing. It's like that kind of feeling.
Oh, I see. So it's like really fulfilling.
It has a lot of fulfilling moments.
Yeah, that's fun. I like that. I want to feel satisfied in that way. Justice.
Yeah, I would watch another if they made a sequel to that. I would watch it easily. Not that they could, but. Yeah.
Oh, I remember the other thing that grossed me out.
Really? Another scene?
Yeah, just one
please
scene
tell me.
in life. Just in life. No, and I talked about this movie in this podcast as well. Oh, it's not a movie. It's a set of series or whatever.
Don't tell me. Oh, it's a series?
It's Dead Set. It's the zombie. It's the British zombie.
Oh, you got grossed out by zombie stuff?
Well, okay, so this scene's not... It's funny to me now, but I think I just wasn't expecting it. Towards the end, one of like the bad guys gets ripped apart in half by zombies. But what happens is
standard.
Like it's very standard. But what happens is like he's like opened up and his intestines are anatomically actually like really accurate, and then it gets like pulled little by little apart, and he's still a little bit alive, but he starts like twitching because the spine is obviously not intact anymore, so he has like involuntary muscular reactions.
Okay.
And they're pretty in tune to what's like happening to his viscerals, so it was like really gross for me, and I really liked it.
Miserable. That's gross.
I love
What's the
being
grossest
grossed
thing you've
out.
ever seen that's a real life gore type thing?
Oh man, I do have one. I do have
too.
one. Yeah, do you really? Okay, this one I'm not freaked out anymore. Oh my god, what? It recently I had a flashback of it because of fucking Blade Runner 2049, and now you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're gonna love this. I hate this. When I was really young and I vacationed in Japan with my cousin.
Oh, it's a real life thing.
It's a real life thing.
I was just talking about another online video.
Oh no! I have a real life
Continue.
thing. Yeah. I thought you were talking about a real life thing. Fuck.
No, I've never seen anything that gross in real life.
I mean, I was a kid, so it's not gross anymore. It wouldn't freak me out anymore. But okay, so I was like 7 or 8 or something like that, and we went to this summer house, and everything was like a little bit wet outside on the deck, and there were people. It was a part of a hotel, so there was just like a shit ton of people we don't know. Just a lot of people we don't know. It was just me and my cousin just hanging out. Yeah, it was wet.
I can
it was
tell where
a slippery
this is going.
floor. It gets worse. So
Worse than wet?
Worse than wet. There was an outlet extension cord.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, that was like facing outwards and up.
And you saw this?
Oh well, no, I didn't see it until it was too late. I was like on the other side. I just and I was like 7 or 8, and I was with my cousin, and we were in our little guppy lily outfits.
So you were just these cute little kids.
Yeah, we were just
like
fucking
plodding
stupid.
on the wet patio.
We were,
Like, plop, 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 plop.
we're just fat little Riris.
It's going to be a good day.
Probably a good day. But we obviously don't see it until it goes down, but like we see this man just completely slip this way and fall backwards onto his head, like the back of his head downward straight, and he convulsed. And it really freaked us out because his eyes went
back. It had
back.
nothing to do with the power cord.
No, he slipped on the power cord, and that's what made him like jolt. So he slipped and jolted, and it like.
Did he die?
No, I think he is okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but oh man, all right. So I wish I didn't see this because I think I was a little too young. But we watched him go down, and that was already scary. And then blood started pooling, and you know how when there's water and there's blood, it like pools
just, like,
really
gets
scary.
really gross.
Yeah, and it suddenly like goes and it like goes out like that.
Oh, that's traumatizing.
Oh yeah, so that happened, and then we watched him convulse, and I got so freaked out. And at this point, his feet were already off.
His Fitbit flew off.
His Fitbit was gone. His feet were already off the electric cord, but it was like sparking because he already stepped on it and damaged it, so it was in the water. Yeah, like it was bad, and it took me a really long time to get over it. Well, I don't know. I mean, the ambulance came immediately, and whatever. But yeah, so the reason why I was so vividly reminded of that from 2049 is, you know, in the moment where like the scary robot lady, I forgot what her name was, the one with the haircut, where at one point she goes like she palms the back of some guy's head and like completely I mean, it's a robot, but like she fucking breaks him and he falls
like that?
backwards. It reminded me of that moment so much.
Dude, that was a crazy scene.
All right, I'm good now.
In a little bit, I want to talk to you more about Blade Runner, but
Okay.
the grossest thing I saw was something that stuck with me a little while. It's why I'll never get a motorcycle. It was very brief, too.
Wait, you hate motor accidents. I forgot.
So gross.
Yeah.
So imagine a big-ass highway. There's a motorcycle on the right side, and there is a
semi,
but you don't see it at first. But there's a big semi-truck in front of his motorcycle, so he goes to pass, and the semi-truck coming the other way hits him, and it's probably going about 70, and it's just like a mist. It's so gross.
Oh my god!
It was the grossest
Was
thing
it
I've ever seen.
Reddit 50/50?
No, I think I saw it years and years ago on like Rotten. Probably Rotten, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's really bad. Oh, is that the worst thing you've ever seen on Rotten?
Yeah, and that was like the first thing I ever saw on Rotten because one of my friends was telling me to go on it.
How old were you?
It must have been like 11 or 12.
Oh my god, that's young. Yeah, even I
Maybe I wasn't 11. I don't know what age it was. But
I was at
felt
least
young.
in high school for Rotten, so
It was
I
a
was
couple
like,
weeks ago.
oh no.
But
Damn, so young, so fresh.
please tell me why you didn't like Blade Runner. The pacing? Was it just the pacing, or was it that you didn't like?
It was
certain
really
story
predictable.
elements?
It was really predictable.
Really, you predicted the whole bubble thing, the girl in the bubble. That was
the real girl.
And you
that was the twin. That was the twin that was actually the real product of.
And you predicted that.
Well, yeah.
Here's some incoming spoilers for Blade Runner.
Sorry.
Starting right about. I'll give you time to pause. Now.
No.
So you predicted that Ryan Gosling wasn't the chosen one.
Right. Okay. So, actually, Mike predicted a lot of it. So
Probably read a review online, son of a bitch.
no, but everything he verbalized though was like very predictable. I was just trying really hard to kind of like believe. I was trying to be Ryan Gosling. Like I was trying to be confused.
I thought it was really sad.
Well, it is really sad, but that's the thing though. So initially he thinks he's a Blade Runner. And then he realizes he's been killing his own kind, right? And then so that's already traumatizing. So then he's like, oh, am I supposed to be like fully human, or am I then supposed to be what are they called again? Not
replicants.
Replicants, yes. Okay, so wait, but the replicants are the hunted, right? So he's been killing himself. Okay, so that back and forth, I enjoyed it until he found out that there were twins. And that one was a female and one was male.
Yeah.
And that I know for him in that moment, that's when he was like, oh shit, it's really me. Mm-hmm. And that's when he went to go confront the other like oracle type of person.
Yeah.
But at that point though, I felt like that was such a huge tip off that it absolutely isn't him, because like why would there have been a forced, not an abortion, but like a forced like labor failure if you are the one product? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like you'd be the answer, and that wouldn't really solve the story. There had to have been like a missing piece. And I guess a twin makes the most sense to me because you think another one of you exists, I guess. I don't know. Like it felt kind of like a real easy answer.
Oh, I really the thing I liked the most about him finding out that he wasn't the chosen one.
Yeah.
Or like was after he met Harrison Ford, and he basically up until he knew that he was he thought he was like a replicant that was actually birthed from someone. He felt like he had a purpose. He felt like Harrison Ford was his dad, and that it was just this. It was a very like sentimental it wasn't sentimental that you saw on camera, but you could tell that he really felt for Harrison Ford and that he wanted him to be his dad, and that he really wanted that more than anything. And then when he found out that he was just another replicant,
he was very upset.
It was like
heartbreaking. Yeah, it's damaging.
I thought that was actually very heartbreaking.
Yeah,
and him just wanting
to be human,
to be human, and to feel like there's like his life matters.
Well, I mean, what's crazy is like he has those feelings though, so it's kind of like, well, you are human, aren't you?
Right?
Like you kind of have those feelings. That's another thing. I felt like philosophically, maybe that was a bit of a cop out in my opinion, to be like, well, he has those feelings. So like, what is it to be human versus a replicant versus to be birthed by a human? Now, my other issue was that I feel like a lot of what was predicted was narrated almost by his robot girlfriend, because she oftentimes like. I feel like she was
that was sad too.
It was sad. Oh
man, that sucked.
But the last word she got to say was "I love you." I thought that was cute. Yeah, I was like, "Fuck, that hurt."
Was really fucking
that hurt.
Sad.
Yeah, and I thought that was done beautifully. But she was a huge tip off, I think, to all of his not personalities, all of his almost like struggles. I felt like her convincing him that he is special, like she literally said, she's the one that said it to him, like, you're special, like I knew you were special, you were birthed, like you weren't like made by this like weird envelope thing, like you were birthed. And I felt like her drilling that into him made the story of him being convinced that he was special. And I didn't need a robot to tell it to me.
No, that's true.
Right? Yeah. Like, I don't know. But that's why I felt like it was too obvious.
The one thing I'm getting kind of bummed about is people trying to recreate Ryan Gosling's Drive character. Because it's happened a few times now where he plays, sort of the silent
I see.
hero.
Yes, the solemn, silent, dead face.
The best Ryan Gosling character he's ever played was in The Nice Guys.
I didn't see it.
Oh my God. That is one of the best movies I saw that entire year. Probably one of my favorite movies of the past decade.
Nice Guys.
It's so good.
What is it?
It's a
comedy?
Crime comedy where I hope they make another. I don't think it did that well in the box office, but my God, is that movie one of the best movies ever. Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, they play like a buddy. It's like a buddy cop movie, rated R. It's based in the 80s.
Really?
80s, or maybe I'm wrong, but it has a very... I don't know if it's a 70s or 80s vibe, maybe 60s. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it feels like it's in the past.
Yeah.
And I think it is. But they're back and forth, their chemistry, and Ryan Gosling has a daughter in the movie. Their trio is so fucking great. It's unbelievable.
Damn.
Like, the movie is so good.
Oh my God, I'm such a sucker for like daughters and good dads.
I hope Nice Guys becomes a cult classic because it really deserves it.
I see. Maybe I'll think differently of Ryan. I'm not a big Ryan Gosling fan. I don't know why.
But you're a big Ryan Reynolds fan?
Yeah.
But Ryan Gosling's actually cool and actually funny. Ryan Reynolds tries... Have you ever seen him during like a on-air interview type comedy show type?
No, I don't want to...
seen him on the Graham Norton show or something?
No, I don't want to ruin the image of what he is in my mind,
Ryan
which
Gosling
is just Berg.
is genuinely really funny.
I bet
if you
he
see
is.
him during any interview... He's just really funny for some reason. You never would expect that for a lot of his characters until you see the Nice Guys. And I mean, I haven't seen Lars and the Real Girl, but I'm assuming that was pretty funny.
Well, he just looks really charming, and I feel like that's just so boring to just be like a charming man, charming
He's
white
not
boy.
just a charming man.
Yeah,
Ryan
he's
Gosling
also funny. I like a
so
funny
much
boy.
more.
Yeah, I like a good funny boy. I don't know. I just like Ryan Reynolds. I feel
fair.
like. And also, since I'm racist, Ryan Gosling, when I stared at him for too long, he just kind of looked a little bit like an ugly version of Ryan Reynolds to me. And I guess that's that offends you.
When has Ryan Reynolds ever been in an Oscar award-winning movie, though?
Oh,
think about that.
I guess never. I don't know.
I guess never.
Oops. Oops. I don't care. I'm just talking about their faces.
I'm definitely Team Gosling. He's my favorite.
I'm Team
Have you ever seen
Reynolds.
Drive?
No,
Damn
but
it.
I know what you're talking about though. Like I know everything about it because that's a cult classic.
Well, yeah,
right?
and the more honestly, the
That's
more
like
I
a
watch
cult
Drive, the less I
obnoxious.
like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just starts to become more and more hollow for me.
Oh, you don't keep finding new things? Like the replay value isn't very good?
No, I keep thinking that I've found new things and then they keep going away.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
But the director of that is Nicholas Winding Refn. I never know how to pronounce his name, but he did Bronson, which was a great movie. And I don't remember what else he did before that, but he did Drive, which was, I thought, great at the time. I mean, I still think it's pretty good. Then he did Only God Forgives right after, which is he basically recreated the Drive character with Ryan Gosling, and the trailers...
So he did it again? Is that what you're saying with Ryan Gosling's character?
Yeah, he did it again, and then I feel like Ryan Gosling got another role where he played, it was even before Blade Runner. I could be
that
wrong,
type of
but,
character?
but it's just, I feel like you can only play that once.
That
probably,
brooding...
unless they do a sequel to it, but...
Brooding, emotionally confused...
Yeah.
I get it, but I'm just not into staring at it for like longer than 30 seconds.
It gets a little tedious, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh, I just watched Black Panther last night.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
How was it?
Oh, it was wonderful.
I hear a lot of people keep saying Wakanda forever.
Yeah, I mean that's what they chant.
Was it
in
a
the
feel-good movie?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it feels very good.
I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan.
Oh, he's
Loved
wonderful.
him in Chronicle.
He loves anime. He's
Really?
a giant nerd and he friggin' loves anime. Anyway, love him too. He's wonderful and he's excellent in the movie.
He's a great villain.
What?
I heard he's a great villain.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, I heard Andy Serkis was a great villain.
yeah. He's a really good villain that has his own thing going on. I love his own thing going on. Yeah, it was great. I totally understand why everybody says that this is more a Killmonger movie than a Black Panther movie. Killmonger is a villain that's introduced in this movie inside of the Marvel Uber universe, I think. And I'm sure he's really, I don't know anything about the Marvel universe. I'm sorry. I just like the movies. They're cool.
You also just spoiled.
Oh, did I? Did I? By saying it's...
Yeah.
Oh, bleep that out. I'm sorry. I spoiled everything. Anyway, it's great. I loved it. Killmonger's dope. Black Panther's dope. Michonne from Walking Dead is in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She's wonderful.
That's fantastic.
Oh, my God. Denai Guerrero.
Dude,
I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's wonderful. My God.
I feel bad because I just can't bother to watch any more Marvel movies. Like
This doesn't feel like one. Just watch it. It does. There's no Marvel connection whatsoever. They don't even bring up Captain America's shield.
Really?
They don't even bring it up. So the connection.
So it's like a standalone kind of thing.
Yes, it absolutely is. So in the world, I believe there's this thing called vibranium in the Marvel universe and in this universe as well. All of it. Captain America's shield, I believe, is made out of vibranium. So that's how they're going to connect it, or that's how they did connect it. But this is a standalone movie, and it's great.
Sorry, I thought I just felt an earthquake.
So did I.
I still need to see it, but there are a bunch of movies I want to see before it. Like I still need to see Ladybird.
I didn't see it yet. Someone told me it was disappointing. Someone that I
probably
trust.
a racist.
No, someone I really trust said it was disappointing, and
What did they say was disappointing about it?
Maybe the fact that they expected it to be more of a spectacle because it's an Oscar. It didn't feel like an Oscar contender is the main thing I heard.
I mean, it's just like a girl's coming of age story, right?
I think that's what it is. Like there's no vibrancy.
How many of those are there really?
That's what I mean. The vibrancy of it doesn't hold up to like an Oscar.
I saw Florida Project recently, and that movie I can't believe isn't up for an Academy Award for Best Picture. I cannot believe
Project?
it. It's right under 3 billboards for me. It's unbelievably good. William Dafoe is in it.
Oh, and the acting must be then really well executed.
Just the color choices they have for the movie are brilliant.
Florida?
It's like this purple hotel kind of thing, and it's a beautiful, sad movie.
What is it categorically? Drama?
Drama.
Oh, okay.
There's hints of comedy in it, though. It's like 3 billboards in a way, but more drama than comedy, I'd say.
3 billboards were so very, very good.
Oh yeah, you saw it.
I saw it. I loved it.
Yay!
And also, I don't know if I got to talk to you about it, but like, how everybody was upset about
Sam Rockwell's character being a racist.
He's not even that racist. Like, to be totally real, to me, it seems like everybody just pinned him. He was a little bit racist, and then they pinned him as being racist, and then he was just like, no, I can't do this because they're going to call me racist, and that's what kind of perpetuated it.
People keep arguing about that, like his character
like
didn't have an arc where he just turned good, right? No, he fucking didn't. You idiot! He didn't turn good. Nobody in the movie is good.
Yeah.
That's the point of it. Literally, every character, every main character is both bad and good.
And they have their own agenda, and that's the point. But like, I get why people think he turned good. He definitely got better, but that's not the point of the story at all. It's not his story. No. And also,
he's still probably a racist.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, I think okay, so he is racist, but
he's very ignorant.
That's what I mean.
And his mother's a racist.
That's what I wanted to get at.
Give him an excuse. Yeah. It's not also the point of his character. No. All that backstory behind it. It's the point is that he is that every character is extremely flawed.
Right, but his character execution was so perfect. My God, the layers that he was able to depict, like him, you can exactly tell when he's fighting with himself, the character, right? And then he wants to be a certain way because he wants to be a good cop, or he doesn't know what being a good cop is, and he's given these chances. He doesn't
Frances
know.
McDormand.
Oh, gee,
that's how you pronounce her last name, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember. She is incredible.
She's scary.
The one character I wasn't the biggest fan of was her son.
A little bit vanilla.
And one scene that I wasn't a huge fan of was the in-bed scene with Woody Harrelson and his wife. I thought it was a little weird, a little cringy. Like, you've got a big cock, Mr. Woody.
Oh, it was a little bit forced. I think it was supposed to show like that they really do have like this really kind of, if it had not been for his disease, they have like a pretty perfect life.
Yeah.
And you kind of can't have it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's like their humor, their own bedroom humor is supposed to show like how really truly happy and peaceful they are. And it's like sad, but I don't know. I get why it's cringy, but I was okay with it. It's like their life.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, that's their level. That's cute. That's like their dad jokes.
Are the Oscars this weekend?
No, they're not. Are they?
Hey, James or Kib? They've gone forever.
Butt phone.
Yeah, look it up.
I'll look it up.
We wanted to have an Oscar party.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
I watched the fish one.
Shape of Water.
Yes. What did you think of it?
I liked it up until the last third.
Oh, okay.
I really like routine movies where it shows, they clock in to work and they go through the same things, but things start to get a little bit different. It was beautifully done.
Oh my God. I know exactly what you're talking about. I love that you depicted it that way. I didn't know how to explain it, but I was like, their mundane actions held the movie together. Their transitions.
Very comforting. It's like doing routine shots throughout the movie is very comforting, and it gives you a sense of stability.
And it keeps it linear. You know what's happening next. Thank you so much. So I have something really weird to say about.
You have good opinions too.
Hold on a second. Oscars. I have a really weird opinion about The Shape of Water. March 4th. It's tomorrow.
One thing that really pissed me off.
It's when this goes up. It's today.
One thing that really pissed me off about Shape of Water was when she flooded her bathroom to have sex with a monster.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
But
I agree.
I was very upset because I was just imagining how stupid that was for her to do and getting caught. But there obviously is probably some metaphor or some bullshit why she did that, what it represents to fill her bathroom with water so she can have sex with a monster. But I was very upset because she lives above a fucking theater.
I know.
They will see that. First off, the damage. It's rude.
It's rude. How dare you?
That's what I was thinking about. It's very rude to do that.
And also, she has a neighbor she loves.
Yeah.
Like, how could you do that to him?
It doesn't make any sense. But then again, having sex with a monster doesn't make any sense either.
I excused that flooding action because, like, it's so weird. I have a lot of OCD, so that really, really bothered me. And also, like, I flooded my home before living in New Jersey, and it's, like, really made me panic.
You know, people are very upset about people that say they have a lot of OCD without actually being OCD.
Oh, right. Okay, it's not OCD. I have a lot of neuroticisms about things like that because I've experienced it.
I just saved you.
Thank you. Being PC, baby. But... Okay, so I excused it because in my mind, she's so weird at that point that she kind of was already living in her own fantasy world. What? What is it?
Nothing. Continue.
No, tell me what.
No, it's not related.
So it's okay. I'll bring it back.
No, you won't, because this is going to be a whole separate discussion.
Holy shit. Okay,
Continue.
Fine, then don't forget it.
I won't.
Try not to forget it.
Oh, I could never forget it.
All right, because then fuck that water scene. I do want to talk about Shape of Water. It is literally... The idea behind it is basically an anime that I watched a long time ago. There is...
Oh, the Shape of Water I thought got called out because people said it was copying something, but they had two separate timelines, and both the people that made the other thing that was supposed to be the original and Shape of Water, they were both
really? There was another thing they think they copied? What was it called? Do you know?
No, I don't remember. Just type in Shape of Water plagiarism.
Okay, but it wasn't plagiarized?
No.
Okay, because
maybe that's it.
All right, maybe. Let me look at plagiarize. Okay, so here's the thing. It's not really... can you tell me which one it is while I explain what I think? I don't think it's plagiarism, but the idea behind Shape of Water in that, especially the main monster guy, I feel like he's depicted in a lot of different anime, and one specific one comes to mind, especially the fact that he like glistens and glows and he heals people. Yeah. Anyway, did you find it? Did you find
no?
They didn't have a title.
I don't know what it is.
Damn.
To be honest, but it's what was your thing? Sorry.
Well, in the anime, there's a character. It's in Nagi no Asukara, and it's an anime where there are like underwater people, and they look like people, but they don't look like monsters. So they don't look like him.
This monster was basically the monster from Hellboy.
Totally. Yes. Exactly. So he's a different. It's already different, but
I want to imagine it's in the same universe though.
That would be pretty dope. See, that would make sense, and I would appreciate that. Like that mega universe. But so in the anime, there's a sea god that lives underneath the water and protects the sea people. And he glistens and he heals people. And he has like a slightly he has
a lisp.
No,
he's a little bit gay.
No, he's not like shitty, but he's like, he's kind of fun loving and he's a little bit like perverted, but he's also like, he's a fun creature. And when he heals people, he glistens and he makes the underwater.
Glistens to what?
Like his skin glistens, like the way he glistens when he heals her and stuff, and he like changes her aspect.
Joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't really paying attention. I just like really wanted to get my point across. I'm sorry. But when I saw it, I saw so many similarities to it that like I just couldn't help but be like, I feel like this idea of a sea creature. Well, for me, it is. The world was better built. The world was way better built in the anime, but that's because it's a show and it's a series.
But Michael Shannon, though.
Yeah. Oh, the other criticism about Shape of Water for me personally is that so she bangs him. I'm down. I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care about interspecies hanky-panky. It's hot. What I do care about is that she kind of treats him like a pet, and then he learns to be humanized, and then she bangs him. So I don't really like that. If he was already...
No, you have to understand, she was grooming him.
No, I see. That's what I don't like. If you're going to bang him, if you treated him as like a whole human being from the beginning, it's a little bit different. But like, I don't like this almost like pet-like aspect of it that like you're teaching it things and you're training it and you're petting it and then you bang it. Like it's a little bit... That was a little hard for me.
Yeah.
If he was just like fully straight up humanoid, I would be a little bit more okay with it. Or if she treated him more humanoid.
Yeah.
She trained him. It's a little weird.
I mean, it definitely leaves you with a lot of questions to imagine that relationship.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Whatever, man. She lives underwater now.
I choose not to think about it, but if I were to, I'm sure there would be a lot of questions.
They literally talked about how his penis comes out.
It's like my dog's penis.
Oh no! All right, what was the thing that you wanted to? What? No, what?
The new Queer Eye. is so good.
I love it.
You see it? Dude, it's so good. Oh
my God, you watched
Jonathan.
Oh my God, Jonathan's amazing. He's so good. But okay, I love all of them though.
Dude, it's so funny and it's so great. Dude,
How good are they? How good are they?
So
you watched the original
they're
one,
so much
right?
better than the original.
Okay, so
I've never seen the original.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, the original is actually quite good too, but their agenda's different. So the original is Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. So there was a lot of like barriers. This one's about acceptance. So their personalities are perfect for this series. Holy shit, Caramba! I love them all. Anthony, they're all
every
amazing.
single person. And there's one who looks like Christian Bale, who is so sweet. He is the nicest guy of all time. He's the one that taught the first guy to make guacamole.
Shit, I watched them all out of order because Mike just showed me.
Did you watch the one with the bigger guy who's like a southern guy who? That was the saddest shit of all time.
Was he the racist one?
Racist?
Oh, not racist, but was he kind of like or was he like the bias one?
No, he's the one who's like, you can't fix ugly.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
That one is so. Have you experienced the sad one yet? That actually makes you almost cry.
No, I've only experienced the fun ones. Like for example, I think his name was
fun too.
I think his name was Kel or something.
I've only seen one.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh dude, there's one that's so good because they all love him so much, and he's such a cool character because he's funny too. Damn, holy shit! I'm gonna look up all the episodes so we can.
Queer Eye is so. It's so good.
It's so good. The lessons are so good, and also I know that a lot of it's like it's posed and prompted and not fake, but like
oh my God, my favorite thing.
It's okay. I don't care. It's good. It sends a good message.
My favorite thing is when a character they're involved with, not one of their own, but like an outsider gets something wrong about gay culture, and they like teach him in a way that's not condescending, and they also don't take the path where they can just shrug it off and make the character look incredibly stupid. It's fantastic.
They do a really good job.
Everything about the show is fucking perfect. It's so fun. It's so entertaining. The characters are amazing.
They're so amazing.
It's so funny.
And they have such good chemistry with each other. They really care.
Yeah.
And so many of them just like their positive energy, their ability to kind of take a really weird, shitty situation that's like kind of worth judging. They really don't. They judge it like in the right way, and then they kind of like readjust into this like really positive, great energy. I don't know. How do they do it? Like, I just don't get it. I can't possibly be that happy and that like.
I mean, it's a TV show that's recorded for what, an hour or so?
I bet it, dude. HGTV.
I mean,
like,
Russell Brand said it himself. Anyone could put it on for 10 minutes.
Okay, fine. Anybody could put it on for 10 minutes. It's true, but this is like a hefty show. Like you kind of like stab people where it hurts. Like.
It's like a little bit draining because I was watching it last night. Because I sort of remember the first Queer Eye show, and it was like everybody just talks so fucking fast, and there's so much happening all at once. And I was like, Alyssa, I don't know if this is. Let's just watch The Office or something.
Oh, the first episode you can't fix
much. And then we watched the first episode, and even though like it was what I imagined, where it's just like a lot of things happening at once, it's so amazing. Like the characters really just were perfect.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a better show. Like, it might be my favorite show right now.
It's so good. It makes me happy when I watch it.
Yes.
I feel good again about life.
Oh, it's wonderful.
The first episodes you can't fix ugly. I think Saving Sasquatch is my favorite episode.
I've only seen the first one.
You're going to watch it.
I'm going to.
You're going to love it so much. There's one episode that I wasn't the biggest fan of because there's a man that like lives in his parents' home still, and he's like 30 something, and
gross.
Yeah, and like I just like really, really, really don't agree with that lifestyle, and I felt like it was really unfair to have somebody like that get rewarded by being on this show and hanging out with these guys and getting revamped when like
were they like you need to move out?
No, they relocate.
What was the reason he lived with his parents? Just lazy?
He doesn't have a real job. He can't pay rent. Doesn't have a real job.
Well, you can fix ugly, but you can't fix lazy, I guess.
You can fix lazy.
I don't know. That guy living at his parents' 30s, that seems like kind of hopeless.
It really, like, it made me upset because that's all it is, right? Like, everybody else I felt I wanted to root for because they were like, I started this.
You can't fix ugly. You root for that guy
absolutely
so much.
Yeah, and in the second episode too, the my favorite episode, you root for him because he's just like he decided to do this and then he gave up on this and that's why his house is kind of messy and like his best friend is his dog. Like he just like there's reason behind why he's not grooming himself or why he's not presenting his home a certain way. And you feel for them and you want to root for them, right? But this guy, I felt he was the only one, I haven't seen all the episodes yet, but he was the only one that I felt was so undeserving of this opportunity.
Yeah.
And it just, it rubbed me the wrong way. But other than that, I feel like they're all very good. I can't
wait to watch the rest of it.
I can't believe I didn't watch Mike. He loves
Mike.
it. He loved it. And he was so funny. He was so analytical. He was just like, okay, so in the first Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, it was specifically for straight guys. And we used to watch it when we were in high school, and it was so fun because we had a bunch of dudes that all smelled like socks. So we were always like, damn, why couldn't we be metrosexual? Why couldn't we know how to groom ourselves?
They're just so styling.
Yeah, they're just so styling. So it just kind of reminds me of when we were young too, and it's cool.
Jonathan is by far my favorite character.
Jonathan is the Pakistani
He steals the show from me. No, he's the white one who has the really long hair and looks like Jesus.
I love him. Oh my God, Jonathan is amazing.
He's so funny all the time.
Literally
his line
favorite.
where he's like, "Who gave you permission to?" And then, when the guy in You're Ugly or What Can't Fix Ugly, he has his thing is cars, and he has this old thing that it looks like a PT Cruiser, but it's older and cooler. And he was like, who gave you permission to have that cool of a car? Oh. And then he was grooming him later on. He was cutting his hair. And he's like,
so good.
Who gave us permission to look that good? But he didn't even say the last part of it. He's just cutting his hair. He's looking in the mirror. He's like, who gave us permission?
Oh my God.
That is the greatest line I've ever heard for anything. He's so funny.
Everything out of his mouth is gold in the second episode because he loves the guy that they're talking to. And
I can't wait to
you're
see
gonna
it.
love it. Oh, I also watched a special episode where they revamp an entire firehouse, and there's a sexy fireman that they call Superman. There's a sexy
They call him Superman?
Throughout the whole episode, they're obsessed with this one firefighter, and they call him Superman.
So funny.
And he kind of looks like Tom Brady. His mouth, he has a laugh. So he has a smile, and he looks like Tom Brady.
I love that show so much.
You're going to love it. Oh, I'm so excited for you to watch the rest.
You guys need to see Queer Eye. It's the best show
so
ever.
good.
But I think our time has come to a
I think so. I do believe it's time. Wait, is that the thing that you wanted to offshoot into?
Yeah.
Queer Eye? You just wanted something about Queer Eye?
I love it so much.
I'm so happy you did. I'm glad that you waited till the end because, damn, we would have gone off. We never would have come back ever.
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
I'm gonna
watch Queer Eye.
Thank you so much for watching Boys Only Club. You know what episode this is?
Nope, no
it's
idea.
48 or something?
Yeah, well, sure.
Cool.
Cool. Bye.